Ladies and gentlemen, this is Frank Donga, and you're listening to Boom Radio. Boom Radio. Keep listening. Don't touch it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Boomba right here on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Dolupo, and I bid you a warm welcome to the bar. It's the third day of the year 2025. And it promises to be a very interesting one today because we're going to be talking about a lot of things, the sports, the entertainment. That's good news, there's not so good news. There's a lot of news coming from a lot of states, and that is what we're going to be talking about today. Looks like fireworks and all sorts of things has caused a shooting. I don't understand the angle behind it. There's a lot of political crisis that is happening in Edo State. Dirty December definitely brought in a lot of money from the cinemas. The cinemas are making a lot of money and a whole lot of other things. So that and that also are things that we're going to be talking about today at the bar. So I bid you a warm welcome, and with me in the studio is Shala Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank God it's Friday, first Friday of the year, first Friday of the month, first Friday of many things. But of course, it's always a pleasure to be at the bar. And usually Fridays are also New Music Friday, but not today.
Not today. So I guess diving right into it as I think in Imo State, okay, so there's a conversation, or would I say, this issue happened in Imo State where a Catholic priest is said to have shot a boy because he had, what's this thing called? Fireworks and all sorts of things for New Year's Day in church.
Yeah, well, the gist or the story is that during the crossover service, the church was in full session, and some young people were alleged to have thrown fireworks, we call it knockouts in Nigeria, or banga, into the church during the service. And one thing led to another. The priest was alleged to have picked up firearm, and someone got shot and someone died.
Okay.
Now, some people, not openly, have said that might have been a ricochet of a bullet. Some said the boy was shot in cold blood. Whatever it was, there is proof that there was a shooting and someone is dead.
So what I don't understand in this matter is, so number one, I think we need to actually establish the fact that what those boys did was wrong. In fact, we know that it's all over the place and all that, but it's actually grounds for arrest. Because even the police announces it, not like they really arrest people, but I'm sure that if you want to get someone arrested on those grounds, you will not be out of place.
Exactly, you would not be out of place if
So
you decided to.
why
have
is
someone
there
locked up.
even presence of a firearm in church?
You know, it's an interesting
It's
situation.
I don't understand.
And again, you realize the spirituality of religion, the power that you wield as a Christian or a Muslim or someone who believes in our gods in Africa. But you would have thought that men of God, in quote, would not be carrying firearms. And they seem to have some kind of affinity.
That's the part I don't.
With firearms.
I don't understand. Like, okay, how did you get to the point where there are firearms? Because honestly, I would have said that maybe there should have been a citizen's arrest or something. Keep the boy or the boys in a place and get police to actually arrest them.
Yeah, so I think it was around this time. It was around this time last year or 2 years ago when a certain man of God in Abuja decided to come to the pulpit with a real
and
assault
what there
rifle.
was
you know, and they said
so-called explaining what he wanted to
do.
do.
Was trying to preach.
I don't even know if words it's not.
Then we will not play like we don't understand that. There's some form of insecurity in certain parts of Nigeria. The Southeast is one of the most insecure parts of Nigeria due to the crisis that is ongoing. And is that why he had a gun? Because again...
Okay, that one self deal, really.
Is that why he had a gun? Then shouldn't it have been more about getting the police to protect you, or the military, or some professional security body?
So
or
now, if we look...
Again, another question is, did he even have a license for that gun?
Now, with all that, I get your angle. However, if we bring out this issue of insecurity, could we say that the Catholic priest did not think that it was fireworks? Because at times those things sound like it's a gun.
Yeah, so...
Especially when it's not what the man is, the shock.
So...
Would we say the shock was what brought him? Because
in the heat
he probably
of the
had
moment,
a firearm because of the insecurity. And in the heat of the moment, that was the first thing that popped in his head.
That's a possibility. But again...
so it could have been self-defense.
I was trying to talk about how with a firearm, if you get firearms, or if you get a gun that's licensed, I've never really heard about them getting some kind of training. You know, like some target practice and training on how not to use the firearm. Because some people are licensed to carry guns in Nigeria. At least they allow them carry double barrels, not necessarily pistols. You know, that's reserved for, you know, the higher echelon in the military and police. But again, do these people even have some kind of training? Because you're not supposed to bear your firearms and just go off. Again, it is shocking that someone has died from fireworks.
So should we but we've been going on about the Catholic priest. Let's go on the side of people that think that it is funny to throw these fireworks in very unreasonable places.
Oh, look.
Because that's also another conversation. That thing, even if he didn't get shot, throwing those kind of fireworks in an enclosed place could actually also get other people injured.
Oh, yes, it could. And one of the other things that we must realize also is that regardless of how painful it is now that someone is dead, if only they had followed the rules, like you're not supposed to use them at all. And even to use proper fireworks, you actually need to put some safety measures in place.
Yeah, and see, let's be honest, it is the Southeast, there's so much insecurity on those things. People that are just probably want to sleep or just go to church, the first thing in their hand, then they hear a lot of explosions here and there. Because the truth is that those things are actually explosions. They might be mild, but they are explosions actually. And then you now the first thing in their mind is that something is happening again. I don't think that was even a smart environment to do those kind of things. Now you are dead. There is a back and forth if, the man did it in self-defense, blah, blah. But the bottom line is that your silly prank has cost you your death. Let's be using sense. On Dolupo's top talk of today of what's the English now? Have sense. Hashtag have sense. Have sense. This guy did not have sense. Let's be honest. What the priest might have done might be wrong, but you caused it. Let's have sense. I'm just saying my own. So that you don't end up in a box. Anyway, moving on from that and talking about having sense and security. Yeah, I think I'm going to move all the way to Ibadan. So apparently, someone like a Portable is afraid, and he's not. His security, he is not sure of being secure in the city of Ibadan. And why? So Uncle Daddy decided to. Okay, I think it was a few weeks ago. He was fighting with one of his girlfriends / wives or whatever it is. The babe is from Ibadan. She used to be queen of the late Alaafin of Oyo and all that. It was kind of a very messy back and forth with both of them. And in that place, he did not just only insult her. He insulted the people of Ibadan, saying that they do not have POP. My own Ibadan. Anyway, Ibadan people, I saw a few videos where a few people had actually said that there was a bit of threat here and there that he should not come to Ibadan. However, he had a show in Ibadan which was supposed to be on someone else's show, or more like a concert, and Mr. Portable refused to come on the show, saying that his security is not guaranteed.
So why did he accept the show in the first place?
I was going to say so. So if your security is not guaranteed, my own is, anybody that knows Portable knows that he's kind of a loudmouth. Yeah, you say whatever it is you want to say. However, for you to say some things, if it's supposed sure for you, say, anything. Now, obviously, it's not sure for you. So you did not show up at the show. Why do you think, number one, like you had said, why did you show up for the show? Or why did you agree to come to the show? 2, is it that whatever he said when he said it was just a spur of the moment, or was it the heat of the moment? He did not mean to insult Ibadan people. And is it that Ibadan people really and truly took it so seriously that his security was not guaranteed?
Well, so many questions and very few answers. But the thing is, you reiterated something that's very outstanding. Portable talks too much. He talks a lot, and funny enough, that's what has kept him relevant. If you look at it purely from the entertainment angle, from the business angle, that's why people are still talking about him. In fact, people talk about him more than his works or his business. Mm-hmm. He's dropping songs. Whenever something happens to other people, he's dropping songs. He's very busy as an artist. But I'm not sure he's getting those numbers from being an artist. It's more about the controversies that he jumps on or that he creates by himself. And as much as we will not encourage violence in any form, also watch the way you call out an entire people. You sat down there and you're making videos. Even when they started calling him out, he responded again, and maybe he felt it was a joke. Because the funny thing is, he has gotten away with a lot of things. A lot of things that normally would have landed him in jail. Not even in jail, in prison.
In prison, yeah. So that's why I'm saying that. So it's short for him, say, short for him this time, Abi.
I thought he was, fully covered. He's one very interesting human being. One moment he's in church crying and lifting holy hands, performing in another celestial church, or he's invoking his gods, and he's pouring oil and libations and everything. He's some kind of unique. He's a unique human being, Portable, but make him mouth no shall put him for a while, because now that mouth now him fi put him. So, he's just gonna talk himself into trouble one day.
People, they say that okay, he didn't say he's sorry. He has not said he's sorry yet, so I can't say. But the honest truth is, Portable, short for Portable, so Portable could not come out.
He could not.
He could not come out.
Apparently.
Oh Lord. Anyway, let's move on from that and let's go on to a bit of gist from a few states. So, Governor Fintiri of Adamawa State has appointed traditional rulers for some newly created emirates in Adamawa State. Governor Sule of Nasarawa inaugurated a 4-man committee to investigate irregularities in teachers' recruitment. So it says that there's been conversation about, a bit of nepotism and all those kind of things in the recruitment of teachers.
The thing we spoil Nigeria, Egunje and nepotism. Used to be a song like that. The thing with spoil Lagos, Egunje. We will also be the ones to. I'm not talking about me and Dolupo as individuals. We're talking generally now as a people. We'll also be the ones to complain that they're not creating jobs and all of that. Then the opportunities come, and it won't get to the people that it was designed for. It's about you inviting your brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, child somewhere to show that you are a nice uncle at the expense of people who actually merit this employment. And again, when you do those kind of things, you throw away merit. You don't care if the person is actually a good teacher or not. I remember the video of when Adams Oshomole was a governor. And he was restructuring the educational sector in Edo State.
Yeah, that was interviewing, I think,
and
the
an entire principal could not even write a sentence. The woman...
Yeah, it was appalling.
How did she become a principal?
Oh, she got into the system and then
she went up and became a principal. Isn't that amazing? The same thing happened in Kaduna when Governor Rufai was trying to restructure the educational system.
And that's where you see NLC and their...
As nepotism written all over it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it's just sad. But anyway, the governor is saying that is looking into that. Now moving on from that and going to Borno State. Interesting news coming out of Borno is saying that in Maiduguri they are banning street hawking, Okadas, as people know, motorcycles, and roadside mechanics and all that.
What about begging?
I don't know.
Begging is like an institution in many parts of Nigeria. What about begging? Looks like they want to sanitize Maiduguri, right?
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Maybe they don't have a problem with begging then.
I don't know if there's no begging. It's
not listed, but I'm just wondering.
Maybe there is no begging.
Maybe there's
in
not.
Maiduguri.
They've already captured that one.
It's possible.
They've conquered the demon of begging.
Yeah, I said even tricycle operators, everybody, generator mechanics around the post office and Monday market areas, everybody is and all that. He said that he also banned any form of activity on pedestrian walkways, junctions, and roundabouts, the sale of engine oil on road reservations, the dumping of sand or building materials, and mixing of cement on roads, and as well as construction of boreholes by roadsides and all that, basically.
Interesting move by Maiduguri Metropolis managers, of course, under the auspices of the governor of the state. And look, the man has actually done a lot in the area of infrastructural development. Even when they had some disasters, he would always be on point and making sure that things get sorted out. So this is a thing that hopefully can become the norm in all major Nigerian cities. So we move away from that era of noise pollution and all sorts of pollution. It's just
ridiculous. We need to, and I keep saying it every time. We're very quick to say that some things Sena climbs that, but you're not doing the right thing. Sena climbs didn't get that for people because people are being...
It didn't happen overnight.
It didn't happen overnight, and it means that people actually did the right thing. So you can't be doing the wrong thing and be expecting some miracle to happen. You don't think... There are no elves that will be cleaning up after you. You get that kind of thing, yeah? They aren't. Anyway, still talking about Borno State quickly. Police authorities had recovered 3 projectiles in Borno State, averting an explosion.
Of course, the criminals and the terrorists who have been perpetrating all these things, they're not happy that the government is gloating. Have you seen what the government has been saying, the federal government? I saw one of the assistants to the president, putting out a message on social media that, is thanking the military for an incident-free Yuletide season.
Yeah,
which is a beautiful thing.
It's a good thing.
But that's why I'm saying that you think those people will see that kind of message and not be angry, like, what do they mean, But this is also a testament to the giant
being on top of the game,
that the Nigerian military has made. When things go wrong, we're quick to call them out and blame them and say anything. But look at it now. even this one was nipped in the bud. Like, they didn't allow these projectiles go because these IEDs, they're so crude, and most times they're also very, very dangerous.
Oh, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. So that is that about Borno State. Now we're going to Edo State, which honestly, I'm not even sure I understand fully whatever is going on in Edo State. So there's a crisis with local government chairmen. And how did this start? The governor, if I'm correct, the governor a few weeks ago had announced that everybody, all the local government, should submit their financials.
Mm-hmm.
And they refused, saying that he has no right to ask for financials. Basically, like if the president should ask the governors for their financials, kind of something in that regard. And then the governor reported them to the House of Assembly. The House of Assembly then suspended them all. However, the Attorney General of the Federation waded in and said that they're elected members and they cannot be suspended by the State House of Assembly. They can only be suspended or impeached. Or that's even impeached, not even suspended, by the legislators of the local government. That the House of Assembly does not have such powers. And also, those ones also said they do not have, that the House of Assembly, State House of Assembly does not have such powers, so they went on with their work. Now the next thing we hear is these small houses now start impeaching.
Yeah, a wave of impeachments from local government to local government. Some even came with some form of violence. There are gunshots that were heard in some local governments and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting that politics is being played out large scale in Edo State. If you understand the intricacies surrounding the local government structures, one, every local government election conducted by any governor favors the members of the governor's party.
Yeah.
Most times in those states also, the State House of Assembly has members of the governor's party in majority, if not in its entirety, in majority. But here comes a mid-season election, off-cycle election, that ushers in an APC governor in a PDP dominated state.
Okay, the elections were before Governor Okpaholo came. So I get the
local government elections has already, enthroned PDP people majorly,
and they can't be removed by the governor
because of the new awareness. The new governor cannot sack them. The elections were duly conducted, so he cannot sack them.
So they need to find a way to get them out.
Basically, it's showing you that politics is crazy. How is he able to get a predominantly PDP, structured place support him, APC? Because now they're saying that the State of Assembly members were insubordinate to the governor. And of course, by law, they couldn't do anything. They fought for him. That's the State House of Assembly. They couldn't get away with fighting for him. So they are able to penetrate the councillors.
Yeah.
In some of the local governments, they first started by removing maybe a majority leader somewhere. In another place, they're just going to come together and impeach outrightly the chairman and the deputy chairman.
So now what they're saying is also that with those things, now some of these chairmen are saying that they didn't even follow due process.
Exactly. So what the chairman would have to recourse to is the law. They would have to go to court to fight, because impeachment can be very funny. Once they say they've impeached you, even if it's not done properly, most times you cannot resume. It still stands on until you go to court.
This is where my problem lies, and I know that it's still governance here. There will be so much infighting. Remember that the presidency had said, I think from the end of this month, they're going to be paying allocations straight to the local governments.
Yeah, it starts this January.
And
so those things are also strategic.
All this impeachment and all this drama that is happening, does that mean that nobody is getting paid?
Well, if it continues like this, the federal government will have to freeze
Because who's going to receive the money?
Edo State. Because look at it this way. Even within the party structures, we, as a political observer, we are expecting some kind of paradigm shift. Something big is about to happen in Nigeria. We're already seeing the samples.
Like what?
So, the local governments will be more beholden. They will be more open to the federal government, not the state. Because he that pays the piper dictates the tune, even if it's not his money.
Yeah.
So you look at the federal government now as your savior. Like, wait, we're actually going to be getting hundreds of millions of naira, and in some places billions. Like, some local governments are going to be getting billions as allocation.
Oh yeah.
And it's not coming from a governor that will come and look.
Or even if it was coming from governor before, some of them are probably getting.
No, I didn't even finish what I was saying. It's not coming from a governor that's going to come and tongue glass you.
Yeah.
That can talk down at you. That can remove you and put administrators. It's coming from the federal government backed by law.
Other than even that.
So that's some kind of empowerment.
Some of them
that empowerment, what that empowerment does is that the way a PDP governor can kind of misbehave to an APC president is the way now a councillor or a chairman can also tell the governor, hey, you know what?
Let's even be honest.
Respect yourself.
Maybe every month before the governor will give them maybe 50 million naira. Now, you are looking at an allocation of about 1 billion in a month. Are you joking? Who does the governor?
So
let the governor decide.
So a lot of things are about to happen, and already in states like Lagos, they already have a large form of freedom. The local government chairman and the LCDA chairman, they already have their own projects and stuff. Now we are talking about more funding for them, and it's going to be amazing. So it's up to us now to create a lot of buzz around the local government, monitor what they are doing, and make sure that they do it right.
I'm talking
because
about
any smart government that empowers the local government has taken a lot of pressure off itself. That's what you've done.
I'm talking about empowering the smaller tiers of government. I saw a video yesterday, part of like a press conference, where Mr. Peter Obi was talking about how the president has to go around and visit the states and see the kind of hardship people are going through. And the question I would ask, which I saw a few people actually ask that same question, is when do we start making governors, senators, House of Rep members? Because you think that even these lawmakers, they get oversight functions, they have running grants that they're supposed to use on development as well. State House of Assembly members, local government chairmen, councillors, all those that I announced or that I said now, they all have different allocations and to work with each state. When do we start asking these people for accountability?
That's what we are doing already, but the question now is actually get towards the generality of Nigerians, that there's a restructuring that has happened.
We need to remove our mindset from
the smart thing that
the president this, the president that.
This president has done is that he has gone back to the constitution and is really pushing out constitutionally what should happen. The dumb thing that has happened in the past is that presidents were blamed for everything because they never ensured the empowerment of the governors and the local governments. I was watching a video of the governors who went to visit Tinubu in his house in Lagos, and the governor of Okada said that he has achieved more in 18 to 19 months
before,
than he did in the first 4 years of his
tenure. It's how much money they are collecting.
Now they're getting more funding, and with more funding, they don't have a choice. They have to work. They have to deliver. You get. So when you hear those kind of statements, you see a smart president who has pushed things to the state governors, and now awareness must be on them, and now again on the local government.
Exactly.
A ripple effect. What is it's government actually trickling down finally, and that's what we require.
So it's time to actually ask those questions, and let's stop being in the.
So we move away from, because on this platform we've said it like 1 billion times. You keep talking about the pothole in front of your house. You live on a trunk C road. It's your local government.
It's your local government that's supposed
so
to
even
do
the
it.
state governors, they should be happy. They should be happy. Do you know how many governors have to fix
cannot
local
be
government
happy,
roads?
they
No.
cannot be happy.
They should be. I did not say they can and they will. I just say should. It's my own choice of words. They should be happy because everybody's like, this road is bad, this road is bad. It's a local government road. At the end of it, the people will come to realize that the bulk of the roads actually belong to the local government, then the state, then federal.
It's very interesting.
So we go beyond even infrastructure. We talk about health. The structure of health is that there's primary health care, there's secondary health care, and there's tertiary. And primary health care, all the clinics that should be around your homes are local government clinics. They're supposed to be in existence. Now the government is planning to build about 900 primary health care centers because the local governments were not functioning. But now from this month that they're going to be getting those massive allocations,
you can't have those conversations anymore.
They really don't have any excuses.
Those excuses anymore. Anyway, moving on from that quickly. Some very interesting. So we'll see what that is happening. Now let's go and talk about a bit of gist from the police. So Abia Police has reactivated a 24-hour radio communication for enhanced statewide security. Also, what don't talk about, not very good news from the police. My next 2 stories. A drunk policeman has freed 13 suspects.
Man of the year.
To celebrate the new year. What?
Man of the year. It happened in Zambia, I think. Right? And the funny thing about that story is that in the police station, he overpowered a certain Sarah Banda who probably had the kids with Sarah's name. From that name, looks like a woman who had the kids with her, and he actually let out. There were 15 captives or 15 people that were jailed,
arrested. Yeah,
they were jailed there, and he opened the gates and told them, "You know what? You deserve.
Happy New Year.
You deserve to enter the new year as a free person. So happy New Year." He opens the cell, and 13 of them left. 2 stayed back.
Please, can I say something?
Yeah, say.
By the time they go to court, whatever jail term that all of them are supposed to get, everything should be added up and given to him. You say you want to be unfortunate.
That's to me, that's man of the year. Like, the man looks at it and say, you know what? I have the power to let these people ring in the new year as free people.
Really?
Because again, all of us, we have the choice of where to ring in the new year. I'm going to church. No, I'm going to be at the mosque. No, I want to go for a Christian service or a Isheshe service or a Muslim service. No. I'm going to the club. I'm going wherever you say you're going. But you see, these people were locked up and they had a savior who came through and he opened the doors and said,
we're going to
let
Ekiti.
my people
We
go.
are going
Before
to
you go
Ekiti
to your
State.
Ekiti, in the same country, about 2 years ago, a judge did the same thing and let about 50-something people go. You know why? They had been in jail for over 7 years. They have been in jail for so long, and he was wondering why they were kept there without their cases being properly prepared and everything. And he actually declared...
No, that one makes sense.
You get?
That one makes sense. This one is just drunk.
So you need to understand that, drunk or not, this policeman in Zambia, I think it's Zambia now, for me, is already in contention for man of the year. He let the people go.
Anyway, we're moving on from that as in Ekiti, a policeman shot, and would I say he didn't shoot at a woman, but he shot a woman, but the woman is dead now anyway. And in the idea of his colleague got promoted and he's celebrating, decided to shoot. And it was a stray bullet that hit someone and the woman died.
Look, there's something that I talked about when we're talking about the Catholic priest that had firearms and he shot someone that threw that threw fireworks into his church service. We're talking about people who are trigger happy. And I'm trying to emphasize the need for training, proper training. Power corrupts, they say, and that absolute power corrupts absolutely. You see, if you wield a weapon, it gives you some kind of intoxication. Leave alcohol out of it. This one, there's this power that you have that you're like, look, I'm the one with the weapon here.
Okay, so I'm not even talking about.
I'm coming.
Okay.
And that mentality has to be trained out of people. Like, this weapon is not meant for this purpose. You're only going to deploy it in this scenario. That's why they talk about the laws of engagement. About a year or two ago, I'm sure it's not up to 4 years though, a guy that had he has a policeman as a security detail, was at a birthday celebration here in Lagos. And during the celebration, a policeman decided to, celebrate with them by releasing gunshots into the air. Guess what? One of the bullets hit the person that was the policeman's principal, and he died on the spot. It's that mentality. I was at an event, and something funny happened. It was something similar where the security detail of someone actually legged, some gunshots into the air, and the casing or the shell. I'm just saying that these things happen.
So that's what I'm saying.
It's more about trying to train them.
I know that they say that, trigger happy policemen and all that. However, the idea of releasing gunshots to celebrate, I don't understand that point. I don't understand the sense in it.
They need to train it out of them.
You say that, okay, it was the police and maybe he was trying to rules of engagement, which is when maybe you are dealing with some other people and then he was supposed to shoot when he was not supposed to shoot. That's a different case. The fact that it is okay that, you are feeling happy and then you're celebrating something and then you shoot in the air, I don't still get the point of it. I don't get the point of it. It's not the first time, it's not the second. And then, let me just...
So that's what we're saying, that with more training and more exposure, for instance, this is a general question. I know I've asked this question before at the bar. How many police stations have shooting ranges, or how many state police commands have shooting ranges where these people go on a regular to practice targets?
Okay, so
shooting
at this point, so this is where I have an issue.
Okay.
This is not even about shooting range because you don't even have to shoot.
Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you, Dolupo, is that they go to police college, they get some form of training, and they get assigned weapons, and that's the end. That's it.
So but I get the fact that they should be trained
with
constantly,
continuous training. Mentality.
The fact that you should not even have shot in the first place, like, it's completely unnecessary.
That's what I'm saying, Dolupo. When you employ someone into the police force or the army, and you just carry weapons and give them and say, take, they just have to do whatever they have to do.
Isn't it just lack of common sense to know that there's no need for you to shoot and don't shoot?
Okay.
How is shooting and celebrating the same thing?
Okay, I am preferring solutions. You are still complaining. And my solution is constantly train them, restrain them, retrain them, and restrain them from shooting willy-nilly. And you will see that this thing will drop. As against a system that just gives weapons to people and says, take. Nobody is checking them. Do you even know how many bullets they get allocated? Do you know all of these things? But if there was a system in place that was checking the way they use their firearms, it will reduce. That's all I'm saying, because I am about solutions, and that's what we're about. So, what is the solution? Take guns off them. No, you can't, because we need them to wield their weapons too. When the bad boys come, who do you think is going to fight for you? It's the police, it's the army, it's the Navy, it's the Air Force, it's the NSCDC, and all the military, the DSS. But have you provided enough outlets for them? Enough outlets for them to train and retrain, to have professional control. There's a video that someone put out. A soldier and a policeman, they did a challenge where they would dismantle their assault rifles and reassemble in this country, and it was recorded and put on social media, and reassemble the weapons. And the soldier guy did his own in a couple of seconds, and the police guy was still struggling. Why? I saw that video, and I know a lot of Nigerians saw that video. I don't know if Dolupo saw it, but at least I saw that video.
I saw that video.
Why did that happen? And that's my point. That only goes to prove my point. You see, when someone is more comfortable with something, when someone knows the essence of things, as against just giving them weapons, they just come in the morning, they're rolling out for patrol, and they just take these weapons. At times, they don't even know if it's properly serviced or not. Working with security apparatus in my estate opened me to a lot of other things that people, there are guns that you have, duly licensed, that have not been serviced for years. Then the day you want to use it, it will fail. It will backfire, or it will not even shoot. So I'm talking about proper professional security systems being put in place.
Okay, so now let's move on from that and let's go on to another conversation where NIDCOM, that's Nigerians in Diaspora Commission in Jordan, has now said that they've announced that there's a particular lady, Eniola Isaac, a 28-year-old that was trafficked from Nigeria all the way to Iraq.
Yeah.
Iraq,
she's been there for about 2 years. And gladly, and I am glad that she found a way to communicate to the world. And if you look at the video of this lady or the pictures of her, she was battered and bruised. She had 2 hands in bandages. She's been through hell. And she's not the only one. One other one had died.
Yeah, they said that one other one had died. And
so, in essence, how do we stop these things from happening? How do we prevent it, or how do we slow it down or shut it down? So, a lot of these women, majorly women, they don't even really take the men.
Yeah.
They are taking, and you know the funny thing, it's not even, they don't, unlike the ones that they take to Italy and other parts of Africa for prostitution, these ones, they're told that they're going there to work as teachers, because those countries, especially in Southeast Asia and all those other Arabian countries, they are trying to learn English, and of course Nigeria's main or official language is English. So you fall into that category of someone who can teach them. I actually know a guy who used to work in sports, who's been in Japan for years, and once in a while he comes home and you find that he's making a lot of money, because that's what he does, and he's taking a few people abroad like that. Not heard from him in a while though. So you can be sold this pipe dream of how the grass is greener on the other side.
Iraq, though.
You know, anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world, Dolupo. People go to Libya still with all the crises and 2 governments.
That's the same thing.
You can be sold this gimmick. Yeah, you can be sold. Look, it's down to your situation. And people come through and tell you about how you could be making more if you go to this country or that country. In Iraq, as for instance, we don't even have an embassy there. It's the embassy in Jordan that oversees Nigeria's activities and things in Iraq. So there are a lot of Nigerians that have been sent out. And there's a lot of dehumanization that I have heard and read and seen with people who go to that part of the world. They have this disdain for the black skin. You think there's racism in America or in Canada or... No. It's when you get there that you understand what racism is. So... I feel for the people who fall victim.
But you know,
and I have a little bit of a suggestion. As long as people have visas, you can't stop them from traveling.
Yeah.
But you can at least document them when they are leaving. That's beyond their visas. Like, take pictures of them and have those details
maybe with you. Call from time to time.
Yeah, because...
And check up on, especially those funny countries.
Yeah, because I just don't get it.
So
people
my issue...
are suffering.
So my issue with this thing is, it's one thing for you to be gullible and not know. This lady is 28, so she left around maybe like she was 25-ish, 26.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, let's be using our common sense sometimes, yeah. But... yeah, some people might be naive, and I know that some people, some of these traffickers they target, especially women that are not very enlightened in like places that are in villages and all that, and so they are more prone to journalists being gullible. So I get that point. Also, the sicker part for me is these traffickers know the original things. However, these people trafficking people are black people like us. They're probably even some people's families. There are people from the same hometown. That's the sick part for me, because it's not the Iraqis. I'm sure it's not the Iraqi that she was sold to that came all the way to Nigeria to pick her up. That's is the middleman there that I can't even wrap my head around.
So again, just like I said, there was a story in 2024 of some Nigerian women who were found and they had been trafficked to Ghana, and the person behind it had two of his own relatives amongst the 20-something women that were rescued. Two of his own blood relatives. Do you understand? That's how people want money. They don't care. All this one that we're saying is just drama. Again, parents are also culpable in these scenarios. In a situation where, do you know that they actually pay? There are times when they actually pay to go on these dangerous journeys.
And then it's just
understand?
crazy.
And the person cannot afford it. It's the parents that will go and sell a piece of land or go and borrow money from the cooperative or whatever.
Your child is abroad.
Because
abroad call.
As soon as they go there, you expect them to pick,
they are picking money off the floor.
Gold on the floor and send it to you to make money.
Anyway, talking about things abroad, Nigeria and the Chinese foreign minister is set to visit Nigeria and 3 other African countries on a tour. So, but this is his first trip of the year, and he's supposed to be in Nigeria. He's supposed to go to Namibia, the Republic of Congo, and Chad.
No matter how world politics plays out, China is an important country in the grand scheme of things, and a good partner too when it comes to business and even military hardware and other things. So when you have the foreign minister come through, it's not just to come and see if you guys are doing okay. It's also about business opportunities and stronger ties. I like Nigeria's politics. I like Nigeria's world politics. How we are one of those few non-aligned countries. Like we're buying
friends with everybody.
We're buying We're buying equipment from Russia. We're buying from Turkey. Turkey.
From everybody.
We're buying from China. We're buying from America.
Everybody.
We're buying
Nigeria
from France.
Everybody. We're not fighting anybody.
That's Nigeria for you.
Anyway, in Zimbabwe, north of Zimbabwe, a 7-year-old was found alive. Apparently, he had been lost for 5 years in a reserve, and he was found with lions and other wild animals.
Yeah,
he was just
at some point in time, they're going to rename that boy Daniel.
He survived on wild fruit and water
for 5 days. I don't go lie, personally, my own fears would have taken me out. Not even the lions. In 30 minutes.
But you know that's the funny thing with children. You know, the concept of fear is learned over time.
It's knowledge now. It's down
learned.
to knowledge.
It's not innate.
Look, you see, I've seen a video of a child that went to pick a snake. And she held it and brought it into the house. And the adults in the house were scared.
Yeah, they had said that by the time they rescued the child, they said that before what happened was that there was a lot of heavy rain, so when he was missing, so they couldn't quickly find him. When the child was found and he was admitted, said he was frail, was a little bit malnourished, but there was no visible injury whatsoever.
And that injury is reserved for adults, Abi. You lions are very, very nice. Thank you for taking care of that young child. Me, I was watching someone who had gone for some safari in one African country. He posted a video about it. And I'm looking at the guy like, wait, bros, wait first. So people don't finish. All these other nice places don't finish. Say, now inside bush, Now you dey go
Yeah, some
holiday.
people do all those safaris.
What's
Or people that say they go camping. I ain't camping
Look,
nowhere.
My personal motto is do unto others. So my own doing unto others, I will not come into your space. So don't come into my space. Do you understand? So
Don't tempt God.
yeah, you see all those animals and everything.
See,
Leave them in
safari,
their natural habitat. I personally think that zoos should be scrapped completely and let the animals survive in the wild on their own. Do you get? The same way I feel that wild animals should not come into the city. Don't come into my house. Don't come into my compound.
There's safaris.
Let us respect
going camping.
Let's respect ourselves.
Let's be staying on our lane.
You are going to bungee jumping. You are going to. Oh, guy, you a bird? Why are you jumping out of aeroplane? Let the aeroplane land now. What's really happening here?
Oh Lord!
So why did you take a 7-year-old child into the bush? You are talking to the bush now. Animals are looking at you and saying, "This one we cannot enjoy it. Call your mommy."
It's not plenty.
Oh, call your daddy.
It's not plenty. The meat in his body
Please,
is not plenty. Abi.
Let's be respecting ourselves.
Let's know what we are doing.
Respect the animals, and they will respect you.
Anyway, we're moving on from that quickly. Now, sadly, a small plane, like you had said, had crashed into a commercial building in California, United States, and killed 2 people. 19 others were injured.
I don't know what's going on, but there's
a lot of
like an increased spate of
plane crashes. It's actually the past week. It has really been. It is actually very scary. Now moving on quickly before we go. Nigerian box office, as in December of 2024 alone, made over 2.8 billion naira. So the December was really dirty.
Yeah, a big shout out to the Nigerian government. You know what they did was early last year they actually gave out, seed money, about 4 billion a day about to Nollywood people, and beyond that. A big shout out to producers like Funke Akindele, Tony Abraham, and AY, and all of them that are making movies. Funke alone, of that 2.something billion in December, took over 50% of that as takings on our movie, The Return of Jennifer. That's the name, right? Then,
no.
Jennifer.
Something.
Jennifer,
Yes.
A big shout out to her, Then Alakada Bad and Bougie. That's the Tony Abrams movie. Also made over 200 million over that period in December. No matter how difficult things are, entertainment is an industry and it's a place where people should invest in. And you are seeing the returns now.
Oh, yeah.
You are seeing the returns. I think it was the federal government in conjunction with Providence Bank that did that investment early last year. Now, these records have even beaten all the other records that Nigeria has had at the box office. Again, foreign movies are actually doing well.
They're also doing really
Mona,
well.
2, and the rest of them. They're actually drawing some good numbers.
They're doing the Mufasa.
They're talking about over 500,000 tickets sold, in the period of a month.
They're doing well. And I think that because the holidays also helped. A lot of people were around. A lot of people were not working. So,
And to confirm what she said, Boxing Day had most of the biggest sales on Boxing Day, and it's a massive thing. And just to make you realize that no matter how difficult things are, no matter how much you want to paint Nigeria in a bad light and everything,
people are making money. There's a lot of money.
People are cleaning out.
They're definitely cleaning out. If
there's a 2.something billion take at the box office, and Funke Akindele alone has over 50% of that. It's time to go and sit down with her. Whatever she's doing, let's put money in it.
It's a lot. I'm telling you. Definitely is a lot of money on that note. Anyway, on that note, that is all we have to take today on The Bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again on Monday to give you another wonderful edition of The Boom Bar. Do have a beautiful, beautiful weekend.